Hello and welcome to Mickey Art. My name's Michelle Edhouse and today I'm going to be playing with ways to seal the backs of our painted cabochons. So if you have been following me for a while, you'll know that I like to dip my cabochons in the paint, flip them over, leave them to dry, and then normally we would put them into a cabochon pendant back, just glue them in with a quick dry epoxy glue, but I've had enough of those cabochons and I really want to find a way where I can just glue one of these pendant bales onto the back and just wear it as it is. Also, there's a lot of you that use that would like to use these for beading, and you've been asking me, what else can we do? What else can we do? So I'm playing with options. So one option that I've been recommended is a clear nail varnish. And nail varnish dries pretty quickly, which is exactly what we require for this. Because it's just acrylic paint on glass, it is not actually adhered to the glass. It's dried there in place. It won't move if you go like this, but if water gets in, moisture gets in underneath, it can start to peel up and separate from the glass. So that's what we're trying to avoid. So the target is to seal with something that will stay on glass around the edges so that the paint is completely enclosed and the stuff sticks. It sort of makes a complete enclosure for the paint and seals it from any moisture. So I've scraped the edges of these back. These I really like, but if they fail, that's fine too. I'm not too addicted to them, if you know what I mean. So I've got nail varnish, and of course nail varnish dries reasonably quickly, so we're not going to get that moisture, hopefully, problem. I've also picked up some of the Pabo Vitria 160, which is glass paint, and you guys have seen me use the porcelain paint to paint on. I got it for cheap, see, $5. See if I can pull the label off so you can. No, you can't. You guys have seen me use the porcelain paint for pouring on the mugs, so I thought, well, I'll give the glass paint a go for sealing this off. I don't know how long it takes to dry, so that's what the test is. With the glass paint, leave to dry for 24 hours after applying, and then bake in a domestic oven for 40 minutes at 160 degrees C to 325 Fahrenheit. It's then dishwasher resistant after baking. So who knows? So I'm just gonna sit them on these tins with some blue tack just to secure them in place. And this is the blue tack that we have in New Zealand. This is the stock standard brand that we've always used. But I know that in other countries you have other stuff. Sometimes it's called poster putty, sometimes it's called other stuff, but that's the one I use. So I'm just gonna pop those onto there just so that they're lifted up. I can get to the edges. I can actually hold them and paint them quite well, but they're just gonna then be able to sit there and dry without causing any problems. I'm not going to talk my way through painting these because, you know, that's the way it is, and that's I'll just be blah blah blah. I'll let you know if I have anything that I need to tell you about. Okay, so it's dried, and that crease that showed up in the Speedy Gonzales part, several creases actually, we've got there and there around the edges, and that's where, as I was saying about the moisture getting underneath and lifting the paint. So you can actually see that big crease. It looks like a shadow there. It's where the paint's actually lifted off the back of the glass. So I did another test. I did a couple more cabochons, and the same sort of thing happened. Look at this. So this is why we need quick dry. And this glass paint's obviously not quick enough. These aren't actually that affected on the front, but they're not nice and smooth on the back. Although there is a crease happened there, which is visible, but it's not really, if you know what I mean. Anyway, I'm going to bake these following the instructions on the, turn them back upside down again. So following the instructions on here, which, as it says there, in a domestic oven for 40 minutes at 160 degrees C or 325 degrees Fahrenheit, after having let dry for 24 hours. Now these have been dry for about 4 days, so they are well and truly dry. And so let's bake them and see what happens. Yeah, and then I'm going to glue some backs on them, wear them for a bit, and give you some feedback in another video. How does it get any better than this? Okay, what I thought I would do is actually show you how water resistant these are. I mean, has this actually sealed to the glass and just lifted underneath? And how well did the nail polish do? So I've got a little pot of water here, and I'm just going to pop each of those in there and just let them sit. Normally, if I was just to pop let's put this one in as a test, as a, what's that word? Control. So you've got the control, the nail polish, and the Pabo glass paint, and I'm just going to leave those to do their thing for a little bit. Just give them a few minutes. Normally within about 5 minutes I can just lift the paint off the glass if it hasn't been sealed, so that will give us an indication how these go. At least it would give you a chance to get in the shower and realize you haven't taken it off if it lasts that long. So while that's happening, what I wanted to show you is just a couple of other options that are out there with regards to the backings. There's sort of three main options. Well, when it comes to round ones anyway. Let's scoot this way a little bit and show you. We've got just a plain, this one is stainless steel, so it shouldn't, if it will focus for me, it shouldn't tarnish in the Rotorua sulfur air, and hopefully my body wouldn't react to it. I haven't actually tried them yet. These ones are the standard ones. They're quite chunky, and they tend not to be particularly well made, and this is why one of the reasons I've been looking at other options. You can see that edge. Come on, focus. See that edge? It's just, it looks cheap and junky. Interesting point of view. I have that point of view. Then I also found these wooden ones. Now, they only come in the round, unfortunately, and they are very chunky. But they are a different option if you are not enjoying metal against the skin. And so that's the options that really are out there. This one definitely comes in multiple different colors. The this is stainless steel, so it only comes in the one color, and these wood ones only seem to come in the one color as well. So I've been chatting for about 3 minutes, so these have been in there for a little while. Should we pull them out and see what's happening? Let's just get a towel to pop them on when I pull them out. So let's go with the nail polish first, because I put that one in first. And dry. I'm giving it quite a vigorous dry to rub the edges in case anything's happened there. And no, that is still looking pretty solid on there. I can't see any signs of it lifting. Oh, come on, focus. Focus, baby, focus. I can't see any signs of it lifting, so that's a good thing. Put that there. This is the glass paint one. Now, it could still be quite sealed in there. And just feeling, I mean, it's not nice and smooth, so if you were having it against your skin, it might be a bit rough. But it is a way that you could hang squares on the diagonal. Quite often I find my squares would look better on the diagonal. But the paint is still feeling quite secure, which is awesome. That's a good sign. And now let's grab the paint one out. And again, give it a good rub. As I say, this one's been sitting in my do I do anything with it? See, this is what I'm talking about. Look, it's just peeling. Just peeling off. Don't want that, especially if you're selling them. That's certainly not what you would be after. So I can just put that back in the water and the rest of it will peel off after a couple more minutes. But that paint, there's nothing wrong with the paint. The paint is still nice and solid. It hasn't gone all dissolved or anything, because it's, I mean, this one's been painted for probably a month or so. But it's just not adhered to the glass. So these two have both options, both the nail polish and the Pabo glass paint, have shown promise with regards to sealing. There's no places that where the water's got in underneath and is causing problems. And as I said in the earlier part of the video, the only problem was because this paint took so long to dry, it has created that little bubble. Come on, focus. Don't focus on that. Get everything else out. Look, this is all you've got to focus on, so focus. There we go. See that little shadow bubble there? Oops, drop. And there's a couple of other spots where it's creased. They don't show as much. They've definitely creased up. So it's secure, but I'm not happy with the finish. The nail polish, on the other hand, I'm happy with the finish. How long that will last, that's a really good question. We will just have to find out. So I'm going to glue, using my quick glue, I'm going to glue one of these little sterling silver backs on them. My body is quite happy with sterling silver. It doesn't come up in rashes or anything, so that's handy. And the way you use these is this ridged side is where you put the glue. So the smooth side is looking pretty, and the ridged side is where you put the glue, and it's going to end up like that. So that's about all I have to say, really. So if you are wanting to not have a backing like these ones, and just something to secure that paint on, I'm going with nail polish. I would probably recommend re-nail polishing it semi-regularly, because nail polish does disintegrate after a little while. But yeah, just nail polish, baby. Just use the nail polish. What else is possible? What else can we create? What else can we choose? What else is fun? Alright guys, I adore you. I'm so grateful for you choosing to watch this video, and if you'd like to join me on, oops, I need to zoom out for that. Donk, there we go. If you'd like to join me on my live stream coming up soon, jump over to this URL, mickeyart.co.nz/sign up, and get on my email list. I promise the only things I ever send are about what I'm creating and how that could contribute to you. I do not give away your details or anything like that. So come join me and let's have some fun. How much fun can you have today? I adore you guys. Bye bye.